Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Today we are going to be on episode 4 or 5, I can't remember. Episode 4 of how to shoot a music video. And in this episode we're going to kind of go over how I shot Serg's video. When we were there, it was a little complicated to shoot behind the scenes and teach and kind of run and gun with his, because we had some issues that kind of came up. So I wanted to focus on him more than, you know, this series for that moment, because, you know, he's a client, and I wanted to make sure the product was fire before I tried to teach someone else how to make a fire product like mine. Yeah, we got there. Well, first things first, I prepped the day before. I prepped all my equipment, got my cameras, got my lenses cleaned up and everything, thought about everything, got my Allen keys, got my screwdrivers, cage, made sure all my batteries were charged, made sure my cage was tight on my camera. I'm sorry if I'm yawning a lot. That's a long night lately, so if you want Pepsi gang, I don't want to talk. We got there, we chilled for on Friday. Saturday we went out shooting all day. We had to have some breaks, so we shot in the morning, took some breaks, and then shot in the evening, and then at night. And then on Sunday we just went home. So essentially it was just one day of shooting, and it was just very hot, and it was very constant and just going. We had an SD card that showed the first half of the day, but we lost that SD card somewhere, so that's on me. But that didn't have too much information anyways. We were just kind of still getting warmed up. So I'm going to show you guys the second half of the music video, and just kind of walk you guys through what I've done and kind of explain some things. So let's start from the church. I have my notes here as well, what I kind of want to talk about.
They hold my shit when I get like that. Throw my dick when I had that baby. Love my wrist, gon' blow right back. Sell my get that back. Get that. Niggas lost touch with the Lord. Then they put all their faith in the keyboard.
So a couple things that you guys want to do is make sure that the artist warms up and has a couple of performances. They tend to, especially with new artists, they kind of tend to like be tight and they don't know what they want to do. They don't feel loose, they don't feel comfortable. So let them get a couple run-throughs, so that way they can finally open up a little bit and get that swagger in, you know what I'm saying? That will make or break your music video, in my opinion, because some artists, they're just not one-take artists, you know. They just don't feel comfortable just walking in like that. After they've shot like 5 or 6 music videos, then they might. So that's very important. Let them get warmed up. You know, you don't want him or her to be like all like condensed in the first half, and then the second half they're all very animated, you know, unless that's what you're going for.
It's a fine line, between real life and fine line. It's a pain, niggas never read the guideline. Niggas lost touch with the Lord. Then they put all their faith in the keyboard. Nah, ain't shit like before. Shit ain't running through my mind, one piece on.
Another thing is to play music. I don't know if you guys know actually how to shoot a music video like that. Maybe that's why you're watching this. Play the artist's song on a speaker as loud as you can, so that way your artist can lip sync to it and like recite it properly on pace and on beat, while it's loud enough so the camera speaker can pick it up, so that way you can just line it up in like 3 seconds. It helps a lot. Like that's like the #1 rule for music videos, is to play it on a speaker so that way your artist is on beat and then your camera's on beat, because if your artist's lips are off beat, then it just kind of pulls you out completely. Also, if you're gonna be on a run and S, make sure you're kind of crab walking. Make sure it goes heel toe, heel toe, heel toe, and your knees are a little bit bent, and your elbows are in, and your arms are in as close as you can, so that way it stabilizes it even more. Some people just kind of hold it out and they just kind of go with it, and then your X and Y, X's are good and your roll's good, but your complete overall up and down, that's like the whole thing, won't be good. So
Fly my wrist, she gon' fly right back. Shut my dick, she gon' rub my back. My boo like this, get like that.
Get him high.
She has scissors in the hand, she ain't cut tight. Get the weed too good, made it subside. If the deal too good, made it comply. Much talking like that, I ain't them guys.
Cutaway shots. Cutaway shots are very important in my opinion because they kind of help glue everything together, right? So let's say you got a bunch of shots with the Ronin S and you're just on the gimbal and you're just on a swivel. You're just kind of going everywhere. If you, let's say the camera at this certain spot just kind of wiggles or whatever, then you bring it to the editor and you kind of have to leave that in there. But if you have cutaway shots, which are just stationary on a tripod or whatever, of the artist just straight up looking into the camera and just rapping, so there's no error whatsoever on your part. That way you can just kind of take that little slice and just kind of glue it in there. So cutaway shots just really help glue in some of the cracks and make it look smoother. Those are some of my favorite shots from this music video actually, where it's like him looking down onto the camera, making him feel big and like dynamic, and just him rapping his thing. So those are cutaway shots for me. When you're shooting artists, you want to make sure that you're being interactive with them. If you're on the Ronin S, you want to really kind of be pulling in and then pulling back out. Like really like this is not a photo, this is a video. Photos are stills capturing one moment. This is capturing a whole series of moments, a sequence of moments. So to show that it's not a photo and it's a video, add movement. Movement will allow you to see a bigger picture and allow you to feel the difference. So be interactive with the artist. Go in, go out, pull in, pull out, go left and go right, all this stuff. Feel their energy. If it's a hype part, then add more movement, you know? If it's a very slow, sad part, then add a little bit of slow movement. But always try to be moving. Unless you want to be on tripod and you just don't want to move whatsoever, then know that that's what you want and that's what you're doing. Does that make sense? Like there's sometimes where I'm just on a tripod, I just want it to be a tripod shot because tripod shot gives me a certain type of feel and the Ronin shot gives me a different type of feel. So just know what type of feel you're going for. Include props if you can. For example, for the Serg's stuff, we were on the church and we had him come up and down the steps to kind of elevate him and go down a little bit. Just a little, he's a bit more interactive with his environment, and that just adds a little bit more to the story. For the cutaway shot, he's sitting on the stairs and he's just kind of like looking down at the camera, and it just he's blended into the environment. So it makes it feel like he and the environment are one, and that we essentially got permission to be here and all this stuff. So it just makes the budget look a lot bigger and it makes the client look a lot cooler. Like I said, try different camera movements if you can. If you feel like you've been doing a lot of like swivels, if you've been doing a lot of parallaxes, do a long push in, do a long pull out, do a pan down, do a pan up, do a 360. Do a 360 rotation. There's a lot of camera movements you can do. Go handheld, you know, show a little bit more feeling with the handheld. You don't always have to be on a Ronin like how I was for this. Yeah, add a lot of camera moves, add a variety, like, because you don't want the same thing over and over and over and over again, especially if it's like a long song. Speaking of variations, you want to add multiple variations with the same type of so add variations with multiple different variations. If that makes sense. So it's like if you're shooting the same scene, have your artist do the same exact thing, but you have it on a different lens, or you have it at a different focal length, or you try different camera moves, or stuff like that. So that way you have a bunch of coverage of every single thing. So normally what I'll do is I'll shoot it with the 24mm. Perfectly, the same way how I've done it. Then I'll shoot that another time, another 24mm perfectly. Then I'll switch to a 50. Get the same movement, same everything, it's just on a 50 now. And then do different type of movements with the 24, or do a different type of movements with the 50. And then that's just all kind of depends on how much time you really have. This is why I charge my clients a lot more than most other people, because I take the time to shoot a lot. It's not just like a one take done. It's like, nah bro, I'm gonna make sure we have the coverage. We have a billion types of coverage from the one scene. We can shoot a whole music video on one scene if you have enough variations in your lenses and your camera movements. So now I don't want you rapping, I want you having fun dancing.
Okay.
Alright?
Okay.
Background crew, supporters over here.
Right back, something like this, she gon' run my back, my move like this, get like that, move my, get like, yeah. She ain't got time, she ain't gonna get away too good, man, it's outside, it's too good, man, it's outside, but something like that, I ain't them guys, It's a fine line between real life and timeline. It's a pain niggas never read the guideline.
So you don't always have to have your clients doing you don't always have to have your clients just rapping or whatever. You can have them just chilling and vibing out, right? So in Serg, I asked him to dance because in the other shots he was very focused on the rapping. You know, he's just into the camera and just going. Well, I wanted him to kind of get that little loose, get a little swagger with it. And on the doorsteps of the church, we just kind of got that a little bit more. Just so that's kind of like a nice B-roll to add in and glue everything together, but it also kind of gives the viewers a break from all the rappity rap stuff. You feel me?
Is it all the way up?
Yeah. I think it'll get louder.
So this pier is super freaking cool. It just really goes out into the lake, and it's just I don't even know how to explain it. It's just water all around. It's just like endless, infinite water at the very end, and I was just like, man, this is crispy. I love it. So I did a lot of parallax shots because I thought I wanted to show all the infinite water. I love the lighthouse, so I kind of panned down from the lighthouse, panned up to him. Tried to do a lot of 360s around him as much as I could, but I had to watch my surroundings. So that's another note: watch your surroundings, because you don't want to fall and eat shit and go into water and lose your $20,000 setup or whatever. So.
This we can record.
She has this in the head, she ain't got time. She ain't gonna get away too good, made it subside. If the beat too good, made it comply. Voice turn like that, I ain't them guys. It's a fine line between real life and timeline. It's a pain.
Grab cutaway shots at multiple locations, because multiple locations, it'll just add more variations and help glue more things.
Want me come blow out, cause it mean more. Trying to tell me got exactly what you mean for.
Grab behind the scenes as much as you can. It'll just help you for your social media and just little stuff like this, so that way you can inform other people. And yeah. So after we were done shooting at the pier, we had to shoot at the sand area that was leading up to the pier. But we never filmed behind the scenes for that because, frankly, it was just too dark for our behind the scenes cameras and whatnot. So, and we were very focused on just trying to get the client what he wanted. But it was nothing crazy. We just kind of shot basic, just running that stuff. So basic stuff that we have been seeing. We just kind of replicated that in a different location. So essentially, that's how I shot it. After I'm done shooting it, I will take it to my laptop and export all the information, all the cards and clips onto my laptop and my hard drive, so that way I have it safely secured. If I have 2 hard drives, I'll put it on 2. That way I have it in 2 locations. So, you know, the client, let's say your card fails or you get robbed, God forbid, again, and you lose your hard drive, at least you have another one. Or, you know, like something like that, because you've already shot it all. You don't want to come back here and shoot it again, especially if it's a far thing or if it's a big client project. You don't want to look like that idiot. So yeah, I'll try to dump it, and then I'm onto the post editing side. So that's the shoot. That's how to shoot music video episode 4, like actually shooting this time. It's funny, like you got to go through a bunch of episodes just to start shooting a music video. But yeah, man, don't feel intimidated. Just go out, do what you can. You don't need the best gear. You don't need a Ronin S. You just need a camera and a lens. Everything else, you just go off of the vibe. Whatever the feeling that you want to portray in the video, you just go off of that. You know, if you want it to be more realistic, then go handheld. If you want it to feel more cinematic, then go slow-mo and go slower with it. Go on a Ronin-S or go on a slider, or be in a wheelchair while someone pushes you for a dolly shot. A lot of ways. You don't need the best gear ever. It does make your life a lot easier when you have it, but if you're starting out, man, it doesn't matter. Let's see, what else? What else can I kind of tip off? Grab photos on set if you can with the clients. Build up your social media brand. Just have fun. Don't forget to have fun, because having fun is the most important thing. And if you're not having fun, if you're feeling like you're stressing out, then you're doing it wrong or you're in the wrong business. Because every shoot should be like, yo, this is gonna be cool as shit. This is gonna be fun. I'm gonna like this. Like it's lit. When you're on set, have fun. Because when you're having fun, the client's having fun. Because you know, client's nervous too. He's like, this is a big shoot. I'm paying a lot of money for this. I don't know what I'm doing. You have to be calm, collected, happy, and just know what you're doing. Even if you don't know what you're doing, fake it till you make it. So, that's my advice. That's how to shoot a music video episode 4. Stay tuned till episode 5 for the post-production stuff. I've already edited most of it, but I will kind of walk you through how I did it all. So, share this, like, subscribe, comment what your favorite part was, comment your favorite little dance scene of Sergio, and yeah, just show some love in the comment down below. Peace.